So we're going to start with our breathing exercise to just get centered, slow down, and focus on our body for a moment. So find a comfortable seat or lying down. You can close your eyes, find a straight spine. Just take a moment to notice your natural breath. We're going to take a couple deep inhales through our nose and then open mouth exhale just to release. So begin inhale through your nose, open mouth exhale, letting go of the day. Inhale through your nose. Again, open mouth exhale, letting go of anything that does not serve you. Inhale through your nose. And one final open mouth exhale. And we'll start with our 4-count breathing now. So you can close your eyes, rest your palms in your lap. We'll go for about 4 to 6 breaths. We'll take about 4 to 6 counts on each breath, matching the inhales and exhales. Go ahead and begin. Inhale through your nose. Feel your lungs expand. Pause for 1 count at the top of your breath, and then exhale through your nose. Pause at the bottom. Inhale again. And exhale. Continuing at your own rhythm, matching each inhale and exhale. Feeling your spine grow long on each inhale. Releasing your shoulders on the exhale. And wherever you are, we'll do one more round. Meeting at the bottom of your final breath. And if you're not seated, go ahead and come to a seat. And you can open your eyes and extend your right leg long. Keep your left knee bent, resting down on the mat. And we'll walk our fingertips forward towards our ankle or foot or shin of our right leg. Flex through your feet. And if you'd like to, you can draw your forehead towards your knee, keeping a slight bend in your knee. We'll breathe here for a few counts. Inhale, press yourself up and change out your legs. Left leg extends long and the right knee is bent. Same thing, reach for the shin, ankle, or foot. Keep your toes directed towards your face so that your foot is flexed. Press through your heel and draw your forehead towards your left knee. Good, and then press yourself back up and make a nice big V with your legs. So your legs are out super wide. You can keep a slight bend and just walk your hands forward Forward fold, you can drop your head down. Stretching the inner thighs, the groin. A few deep breaths here. Good, and then press yourself back up and bring your legs together in front of you. One final forward bend with your legs together. Walk your hands towards your ankles and drop your forehead down. And slowly press back up. And we're going to do sort of like a pretzel twist type of move here. So we're going to start with bending the left knee and resting it down on the ground. So the left knee is bent, the whole leg is resting down versus having the knee pointing up like we sometimes do. So the left knee is bent, resting down, and then you're going to take the right foot, bend the right knee, and see if you can lift it and rest the foot on the outside of the left knee. If that's not possible at all, then that's when you can go ahead and extend the bottom left leg, keep the bottom left leg straight. That might help with lifting the right foot up and over. And then you're going to hug the left. You're going to take the crux of your left elbow and hug the front of the right knee. You're kind of squeezing it towards your body, and then you're going to twist all the way over to the right. Use the right hand behind you, sort of like a kickstand, to press yourself up. You can have a nice tall spine as you twist to the right. And just be gentle. We're still warming up the body, but go ahead and turn your head towards the back right shoulder. Deep breaths here. Draw your navel in on the inhales. Good, and then slowly come forward and release your cross of the legs. We're going to switch that out. So now the left foot is going to come up and over the right. You can have the bottom knee bent or straight. Top left knee is pointing up towards the ceiling, and you're going to hug now the crux of your right elbow around the front of the left knee as you twist to the left. Left hand comes back. Stay up on your fingertips. Keep your spine long and turn your head towards the back left shoulder as you twist. Good, and then slowly release that bind and bring the soles of your feet together with your knees out wide in a butterfly diamond shape. You can bring your hands to rest on your ankles and then press your elbows down in your inner thighs to help draw the knees down as you lean forward. Continue to press down with your elbows. You're going to feel a nice deep stretch in your hips and your inner thighs. Breathe here for a few moments. Good, and then come up, and you can bring your legs however they're comfortable in a seated position, so we can take a moment to stretch out our necks. So once you're comfortable, we're just going to do some circles with our neck, starting with clockwise, drawing circles with your nose, growing the circle, and then go to counterclockwise, opposite direction. And then come back to center and drop your right ear towards your right shoulder to stretch out the left side of the neck. And you can take your right hand to help draw the head down if you want a little more resistance. Being gentle with your neck. And then release, and left ear to left shoulder, same thing on this side. You can take the left hand to draw the head down. And release, and then draw your chin toward your chest. And you can also use your hands behind your head to help draw the head further down, stretching out the back of your neck. Good, and release. And let's just take a moment to shake out our wrists. Stretch out your fingers. I don't know if cracking knuckles is a thing, but definitely not in yoga, but I do it anyways. It feels so good. And then let's do the one where you press your fingertips back. Use the one hand to press the other hand back to stretch out your wrists. Just make sure you do both sides. Flip the palms and do the opposite top of the wrist. That one feels funny. Good. And then we'll find our way to hands and knees, tabletop position. And we'll start by just wagging our tails left and right. And then creating some circles with your hips. Going clockwise and then counterclockwise. All right, and then we'll pause in neutral tabletop. And we're going to do our classic fire hydrant pose. So we'll start with the right side, lift the right knee, and then we'll swing it out to the side and down. And I'm going to say 20 for sure, now that we've all been doing this for what feels like forever. This semester almost over. So try for 20 on each side. So the whole leg is lifted and swinging out to the side. The knee stays bent. Working the outer glutes. And once you've done 20 on both sides, We're going to come back to the right leg and do our donkey kicks. So for this one, your right foot is going to come back and up. The right knee stays bent. You're just kicking back and up. I guess donkeys do this. We'll do 20 again on each side. Try to get a really high kick in there if you can. Nice job, you guys. 20 is not easy, so if you're straining, I am too. Go for it for the final last reps on the left. And once you're done with those, we're going to lay down on our bellies. So go ahead and lie all the way down. We're going to do a couple things for our low back here. So there's 3 poses, and you may just want to do one. You might want to try them all. I'm going to start sort of with the least amount of stretch that you're going to feel, and then we'll increase it. So the first one we're going to do is cobra pose. The cobra pose, you're going to place your palms of your hand just directly under your shoulders. Your elbows are bent. And you're just going to lift your head and torso up, and you might even just hover your hands right there. You're not really putting weight into your hands. You're just have your hands pressed down under your shoulders, but the action is more from your lower back. In order to lift up, you're using the muscles in your low back. Your feet are behind you, pressed together, legs are long, kind of like a snake, cobra. So your legs, your feet are flat on the ground, the tops of your feet, and they're together, tight together. Good. Your gaze stays down, and you're just lifting up for however long you can hold it, and then lowering back down. That's cobra pose. You can stay with cobra and explore that, or you can come into the next pose, which is seal pose. So for seal pose, your legs stay the same, but your hands now, this is where you do actually press yourself up. So your hands can come a little further in front of your shoulders, but they're still shoulder width. And then you're pressing down through your palms in order to lift up through your torso. And now you're getting a lot more lift. Your legs are together and you're just holding that lift up. And your elbows are bent, squeezing them towards the midline of your body. And you can hold it and then lower down when you're done. It's going to create some compression in your low back. And this final pose, Sphinx pose, this one is where your elbows are now underneath your shoulders with the forearms resting on the mat with the palms down parallel to one another. So I'm resting on my forearms parallel to one another, elbows underneath shoulders, and now I'm lifting up through my torso, same thing, holding myself up with my forearms. Same compression in the low back. And from here, from Sphinx pose, you can lift your elbows and straighten your forearms. That's going to be the most intense low back compression. So not all of you will want to do that, but that's an option as well. Nice job, everyone. And then go ahead when you're ready, stack your palms on one another, bend your elbows, and just rest your head on your palms and take a moment just to relax. And now we're going to transition into our Superwoman, Superman pose. So we're going to start with bringing your feet about hip width distance behind you, legs stay straight. And your arms are now going to reach in front of you, straight out with the palms down. You can rest your forehead down just to take a breath there for a moment. And then on your next exhale, you're going to lift your arms and possibly your legs and possibly your head and chest. If that's not available, then just try one at a time by lifting your arms first, maybe just your legs. But if you want, you can try all arms and legs hovering. And if you want to add another layer, you can begin to create cactus arms with your arms bent, elbows bent at your side as they stay hovering and then straight out. You're going to extend and bend your arms as you stay hovering. So the palms reach forward and then come beneath your shoulders and then out again. Woo! This is a good one for your low back. Okay, and then once you're done, one more time, stack your hands, rest your head, breath. Then we're going to roll onto our backs just to do a nice little counter pose for all these low back compressions. Go ahead and roll over on your back. Then just draw your knees in towards your chest. Make a little ball. Rock from side to side. And then if you can, rock yourself forward and back. Keep your hands resting on the front of your knees. And some of you might be able to do this. You're going to rock, rock, rock. Start to make bigger rocking motions until you can come all the way onto your feet and then press yourself up to standing. And if that's not available, just find your way to standing wherever you want. So we had a birthday in the house this week. I'm not going to let that go.
1, 2. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock.
Okay, so this was the top #1 song on August 9th. I won't mention the year. And this is for Miss Robin.
9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're going to rock around the clock tonight. Put your glad rags on. Join me home. We'll have some fun when the clock strikes 1. We're going to rock around the clock tonight. We're going to rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're going to rock around the clock tonight. When the clock strikes 2, 3, and 4, if the band slows down, we'll go.
We're going to rock around the clock tonight. Oh, wow, that was fun. I want to swing dance now. Hope you enjoyed that little twist. I totally lost track of everyone else because I was really getting into the dancing. That was great. Okay, so we're all standing. And we're going to go ahead and do chair pose. So getting ready for chair pose, we're going to have our feet hip width distance. Feet are parallel. Let's bring our arms straight out in front of us to start. Palms facing one another, and then you're going to sink your hips back, bend your knees, sit back into an imaginary chair. And then we're just going to hold it for a moment. What should we talk about? Hope you all had a great week while I was away. Hope you didn't get too soft while I was gone. And okay, we'll finally come back up slowly. Drop your arms, shake out your knees. And I felt like adding a new pose into the mix today with our arms, because if we can get this down, I can have a lot of fun with this. So I'm hoping I can somehow get you all to understand my instructions with eagle arms. Eagle arms is going to open up your chest, and we can do this in various poses. If I can get you all to understand eagle arms today, that would be wonderful. So to start, we're going to give ourselves a hug, but when you do that, make sure your right arm is the top arm. So go ahead and give yourself a hug. Right elbows on stacked over the left. Then keep the elbows where they are, but see if you can now lift your hands and clasp the hands together. So, ooh, I see someone doing it. Nice. If that's just completely not possible, see if you can keep the elbows stacked and just kind of lift your hands up. And you're gonna, some of you, I can't see many of your elbows, so I don't know. So you're doing it. Nellie's doing it. Nice, Nellie. This is the only one I can see. So I'm gonna repeat myself just for those who might be confused. So remember, you're gonna hug yourself, right out elbow on top. And then my right hand is gonna lift up to the ceiling. And my left hand is gonna lift up. And maybe if you contort your hand a certain way, you can clasp your fingers. I think some of you are trying it now. So when you're doing this, see if you can now start to lift your elbows a little further up. And you should feel a deep stretch in your back and shoulders. These are eagle arms. And if you want, you can add in a little chair pose to it with eagle arms. Nice job, you guys. So I think we've been in this quite enough. Let's go ahead and release, because now we have to do the other side. Just shake out your arms. And now we're going to hug ourselves with the left elbow on top. Might feel a little weird. Switch it up. And then same thing. Keep your elbows stacked as you reach for your hands. See if you can clasp them. Nice. And then lift your elbows up and then sink into chair pose one more time. Leaning back slightly, sinking lower, holding that for a few more breaths. Nice job, you guys. Go ahead and stand and release. Shake out your arms, and we do a little counter pose for our shoulders by clasping our hands behind our low back for a shoulder opener. Arms straight back, hands clasp, and then lift your arms, lift your hands, stretch through your chest. Nice, and then release your hands and bring your feet together, but keep the heels apart slightly and mostly have your toes touching. And then reach your arms up towards the ceiling, clasp your hands, reach tall, and then begin to lean to the right for a side bend. Arms stay parallel alongside your ears. Feel a nice stretch through the left side. Inhale back to center and exhale to the left. Side bend to the left. Equal weight in both feet. Arms are straight. Breathe. Inhale back to center. Slight back bend. This time, press your hands back. Arms are straight. Gaze up. Lean back. And slowly release. Drop your arms. Shake it out. I'm going to do a little leg work now. We call these the jumping squats. So some of you might just want to skip the jump part, but I'll walk you through what that will be like. So we're going to have our feet parallel, nice and hip width, if not a little wider is fine. And then for the basic squats, you're just going to drop your hips down, bend your knees, and press back up. Or you can add a little hop into it. As you press back up, do a little hop, and then sink back down. We'll try for 10 of these. Squatting low, hopping up. A little more explosion as you lift, press up. Nice job, you guys. And once you're done with 10 of those, make your way to your balance prop, whether it's the wall or a chair, piece of furniture, have something like that handy. Then we'll just start with our easy heel lifts. So you're gonna keep your feet parallel and just lift up onto your toes and back down. You can hold on to something if you need to or not. And if you want, you can even pause for a moment as you're lifting up on your toes to make it even a bit more challenging. Go for 20 of these. Working our calf muscles. And then we'll transition into our leg lifts. We'll start with the side leg lifts with our right side, swing the right leg out to the side and down, keeping both legs straight. Keep your torso steady. I'm going to say 10 to 15 on each leg. Building strength in your outer glute, and your standing leg is working hard to keep you balanced. Even out both sides. Oh, I need to open a window. I'll be right back. Whew. There. building up heat. So once you're done with both legs, we're going to do our forward leg lifts. So we'll come back to the right leg now, and your right leg is going to kick forward and up and then back down. Keep the leg straight. We'll go for 10 on each side. Nice job. And then we're going to do our, this one's for your hamstrings. So we'll start with the right leg again. You're going to kick your right foot back to your glute. Your right knee bends. And you're just kicking back and then release for 10 on each side. You can hold on to something here or not. Nice job. And then once you're done with that, come back to your mat. And just do your little swivel here with your legs nice and wide, your arms dangle, and you're just doing a little torso twist. Allow your arms to swing as you twist from left to right. Good, and then bring your feet closer together, and we're going to do our marching twist. We'll start with high knee marches. So begin to march in place, knees lift nice and high, and then you can start to incorporate your arms by drawing the opposite elbow towards the opposite knee, twisting and marching. Lifting the knee towards the elbow, keep your torso upright versus leaning forward. Nice job, you guys. Lost track, so we'll go for another 10. Nice job, everyone. Woo! Okay, now we get to lie down again on our mats. It feels so good. Take a break, drink some water if you need. We'll lie all the way on our backs. Don't get too cozy. So remember how I said we can incorporate eagle arms into things? We're going to do eagle arms while we do crunches for our abdominals. So see how this goes. We're actually going to be similarly crossing our legs while we cross our arms. So let's start by just bringing the right leg over the left. The knees are going to be bent. So we've never done this before. Yes, some of you have done it or doing it. So your feet are, your knees are bent and the right leg is crossed over the left. And then you're going to see if you can do eagle arms with your right arm being the one that's on top. You're going to cross the right elbow over the left. See if you can clasp your hands And then you're going to draw your elbows towards your knees as you lift your knees, lift your elbows to meet, and then lower back down. Rest your feet down and then lift up. Squeeze your elbows up towards your knees and back down. Nice. You're doing crunches. Wow, you're all, those of you who I can see are actually doing it. So these are eagle abdominal crunches. These are really challenging, so maybe go for 5, maybe 10. And then we're going to switch the cross of our arms and legs. So once you're done with the right, go ahead and cross the left leg over the right, left elbow over the right, clasp your hands, and then lifting your feet up, knees towards elbow, elbow towards knees, crunching up, and then lowering back down. Using the strength in your core, crunch your elbows towards your knees. Whew. Oh, I need to jump in a lake right now. I miss Montana. All right, that's enough of those. Go ahead and bring your feet down with your knees bent. We're going to do our classic windshield wipers. So allow your knees to drop all the way to the left. Arms are out wide. And then drop your knees all the way to the right. And then continue to lift and lower knees to either side. Gentle twist in your spine. And then coming back to center, allow your left leg to extend down and draw your right knee in toward your chest. Squeeze the knee to the outside of your right rib cage, holding that there for a few breaths. Oh my gosh, it is a miracle. It is raining outside. I was hearing pitter-pattering and I thought, no, that can't be rain. And looked outside my window and it's raining. This is so cool. I love rain, by the way, if you can't tell. We need to do a rain dance now. Okay, go ahead and release. We'll do the left knee towards our chest. I never even check weather in Santa Barbara. It's like not a thing for me. It's just constantly sunny. In Montana, I was checking the weather like every 10 minutes. We had flash floods, we had fires, we had crazy rain, monsoons, craziness. Oh, we're so spoiled here in Santa Barbara. Okay, so we're squeezing our left knee to the outside of our left rib cage. Once you're done with that, bring your feet flat on the mat, knees bent. We're going to do our figure 4 stretch. Stack lift the right ankle, place it on top of the left thigh, and then lift your left foot, drawing your left knee towards you as you reach your right arm through your inner thighs, clasp your hands behind the left hamstring. So, Bob, you're going to lift the foot that's on the ground and squeeze the other leg with your hands. You have it opposite. You're going to reach your right arm through your inner thighs. Left arm reaches around and your hands clasp behind the left leg. Left leg. Left leg. The other left leg. Hands wrap, yes, hands wrap around the left
hamstring. Oh well, one of these days we'll get it. Okay, go ahead and drop, and we'll do the other side. So now the left ankle rests on top of the right thigh. You're gonna lift the right knee towards you. Now your left hand reaches through the inner thigh, right arm reaches around, and your hands clasp behind the right hamstring. Head is resting down. Slightly press the left knee away from you as you draw the right knee towards you, stretching out the outer left hip. Good, and then go ahead, release your legs. Keep your knees bent. We're going to do our happy baby pose. So for this one, we'll start by bending your knees, lifting your legs. Keep the bend in your knees. See if the soles of your feet can face the ceiling. And then your hands are going to reach towards your feet and clasp either on the outer edge of your feet or the inner arches of your feet. And that way you have some leverage to draw the knees down towards the ground. Nice. See you guys doing it. Your head's going to stay down on the mat and your arms are straight as they hold on to your feet. Draw the knees down. You might even want to rock your baby from left to right. And lower your legs. Go ahead, release. We're going to do our final twist here. So start by bending the right knee. Left leg is straight and resting on the mat. Then the right knee is going to come across your body into the left. You can use the left hand to draw the knee down towards the ground. Your right arm extends out wide, palm faces the ceiling. Turn your head towards your extended right arm. As you press the right shoulder blade down and your right knee down, creating a nice twist in your torso. Supine twist, a few more breaths. Good, and then we'll switch sides. Bring your right knee down, flat, straight out on the ground. Now you'll squeeze the left knee in, draw it across your body and to the right. Left arm extends out to a T with the palm facing up. Take your right hand to the outside of the left knee to draw the leg down. Left shoulder presses down as you turn your head towards your extended left arm, twisting your spine in opposite direction. A few breaths here in supine twist. Good, and then come back to center. Drop your legs down. Give yourself one final stretch. Arms reach overhead. Full body stretch. Any final wiggles or movements you need? Stretch anything you need before our final relaxation pose. Shavasana. Take a moment to get comfortable, getting a blanket or a pillow. Allow your legs to come out nice, wide, arms out wide, taking up as much space as you need to. Then you can close your eyes, tapping back into your breath. Nice long, deep inhales through your nose. Open mouth exhales. Just noticing anything that comes up for you. Without any judgment, just like a passing cloud. And we'll lie here in stillness for the final moments of class, focusing on your body and your breath. And taking a moment to celebrate something in your life, honoring something that maybe you did or something else going on that you can be grateful for. Filling yourself with gratitude in this final moment of Shavasana. When you're ready, you can roll over to your favorite side and press yourself back up to seated, taking your time, moving nice and slow, finding a comfortable seat. You can keep your eyes closed and bring your palms together at the center of your chest in a prayer position, bowing your forehead towards your palms. Namaste. And a big virtual hug